Zest is in, where resilience begins, not fixing the cracks.
Hello everyone and welcome to Zest is Zen with me, Shel Marie, the podcast that'll take you on a journey from the hustle to the harmony, fueling your passion whilst finding your peace. Today I'm excited to welcome my guest, Neha Kumar, a trauma-informed coach, somatic regulation specialist, and former startup leader who now helps high-performing women navigate the powerful intersection of ambition and mental health. After walking away from a thriving executive career to answer a deeper, more personal calling, she now guides women to lead, succeed, and grow without abandoning their nervous system or their peace, which is super important. Through her lived experience and compassionate coaching, she opens a powerful conversation about what it really means to perform, heal, and rise at the same time. I am excited to hear all about this. If you feel called, I invite you to share a little love by helping amplify my guest's voice by subscribing for future episodes. It costs you absolutely nothing, just a click of a button that allows this powerful episode and the wisdom shared here today to reach many more hearts and minds. So thank you if you have done so already, and may this episode bring you the clarity, courage, and permission to lead in a way that truly supports your well-being, all of your well-being. Welcome.
Thank you so much, Shel. That was such a lovely introduction. I feel energetic.
You're so welcome. Well, I based it on what you shared about all the incredible impact that you're creating, so you deserve it. So let's dive straight in, shall we? Let's really think about, because I know that you use some powerful words in your introduction about how there's kind of an intersection between high performance and mental health. And I just think sometimes, rather than as much as you want to share, of course, as much as it's nice to be at the point we're at now and celebrate all that you're creating now, I always believe there's a turning point and a kind of backstory to why we do what we do. So if you feel like there's anything the viewers would benefit from hearing on your own journey, I think it always makes it relatable and gives people that empowerment. So feel free to share.
Yeah. Where do I begin? So I think I have had my own personal mental health struggles and illness and journey for the last decade plus, and that decided every aspect of my life, physical aspect, health, work, etc. So no matter I was in a great job, I was doing wonderful, I was earning so much, it was still a very toxic place for myself. I'm not talking about the workspace, but my own mental health was not in the best. Right, yes, yeah, exactly. Yeah. That was not right. And it took a lot of intentional thought process and courage to walk away from all that money and glory that was there to kind of, okay, let me figure something out, still dignify what I want my success to look like, what I want my mental health to look like. So I think that is the crux of the transformation. So what I have struggled with, so I have a chronic kind of a depression, so it is always there. It's a little cyclic in nature. So between two episodes, there is a little gap, but it is consistent. So I've lived with that, and there is mental health, I always feel it's like a domino effect. When you have one, the other starts falling up. So I think then anxiety, I was diagnosed with borderline personality. Someone also said bipolar. So it's been a multiple this thing, PTSD. So I rather than giving weight to these diagnoses, the problem was the symptoms that it came with. It was really heavy to live with, constant body aches, panic attacks, and like, just general unhappiness, never wanting to actually look into life with a positive attitude. Like I think like probably a year or maybe a few months ago, I told my therapist, I think this is the first time feel like I want to continue living. Like I'm excited about the future. So I think that was also a really important part of who I am and why I am, right? So um, I know that a lot of us suffer through these things, but we don't talk about them because it's very hush hush, it's very taboo, and like, and even though in 2026 mental health is spoken about a lot, it's still like you can talk about depression, but if you talk about schizophrenia, for example, it is too scary. Let's not do that. Bipolar, no, it's scary. It's in movies. So I think there is a lot of okay, this is comfortable enough for me to talk about, but these I don't want to get into. And a lot of us still struggle with the taboo of it. People even today tell me, I don't want therapy, I just want to talk to someone. Or like, because I have the words trauma informed coach, they will come and tell me I don't have any trauma, but I just have a bad relationship with my parents. Like it kind of the definition of it is so skewed and
so personal to the individual. Because first of all, thank you so much for expressing all that. And as someone who also has, and it's nothing that, thank you for highlighting, it's nothing that's ever overcome. It reoccurs, but it's your awareness, your consciousness, and your understanding of it that's key. And I agree with you. I think, there's lots of these buzzwords going around and mental health everywhere, and we must support each other, but it's such an internal journey. It's such a personal thing to the person. Like you really can't get to grips with the intensity of it. And yeah, I feel like there's lots of learning we all can do to be more mindful and kind and compassionate, not only to ourselves but to others. Because thank you so much for expressing that, and also for being so open and honest, because I think again we come on and it's kind of like, yeah, I've overcome it and you can too, but I don't. And I really do not mean, when I say this, I do not mean this like, but we don't, I feel, ever overcome anything. We learn how to adapt to it. We learn how to reframe it. We learn new tactics, but equally we learn how to deal with it for shorter periods of time, instead of knowing that we don't have to subscribe to this years and years and years, or believing the unkind ugliness in our brains. So thank you so much for that, because I think, we give ourselves these, now I'm a coach, now I'm this, now I'm this. And again, especially with mental health, it's almost like, oh, I can't tell people that, I can't be that version, because then why would they want my help if I'm... No, they would, for me, for someone that truly can understand and feel the depth, not saying that they had to have gone through it, but for someone who's had that lived experience and can really, really relate to what, was going on in the mind, that to me is someone that that I feel like you want to align with, not someone, and not saying that this is definitely not being disrespectful to anybody that's done it this way, because we're all different, but for someone that's just read a book and gone, okay, right, that sounds like this symptom, so if you can, sometimes it isn't a nice conversation, it isn't comfortable, as you so beautifully expressed. So I really, 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 really want to honor you for that, first of all. And thank you. And I just think, again, whether there's an end result answer, magic pill, I don't believe, but it's just something we're just all going to have to keep learning about, becoming aware about, and when that person says, and it sounds so minuscule to you, or so like nothing even that serious to you, trust them, believe them, because you really do not know what is going on inside. And if that is all that comes from this conversation today, just a heartfelt conversation of opening up and having awareness and being true and real, I feel like we've ticked the box. Because again, like what you said, people do not want to talk about, especially bipolar, schizophrenia, these types of words. It's like whoa, 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 whoa. And you hear so many times about hearing things in the mind. But then if you really listen to these, these famous, influential speakers, they're all talking about the mind and programming it and speaking into it. So I think, again, it's how something is said. Because if we're hearing something, and then someone's like, I'm not hearing something, but then why are they saying I'm not? Like, there's still some awareness of something going on, it's such a complex conversation. So thank you so much. Really beautiful. And I can imagine your clients, and not just calling them clients, but people that connect with you are very blessed to have someone who is, they didn't allow their mind to, sorry to say this, but take them out the game. Because you are here, you are worthy, and you are valuable, and that's why you're doing what you're doing now. And I feel like sometimes when you have this strong desire and purpose, that's when the mind can be so unkind.
Yeah.
So thank you.
Something that you said stands out to me is you won't believe the amount of people who would have reached out to me in LinkedIn saying that, why do I still say I am depressed, or things like that, instead of putting it, I have been through it and I have recovered so that I can help you as well. Like, there is a lot of people who help coaches market themselves. Amazing work.
I know.
And even like other coach affiliate people who are in the similar field, and they are like, you should pitch yourself like this. And every time I refuse, saying no, that because that's not true, I'm still in it. I cannot say I recovered,
God bless you, darling,
and I rescued myself, so I can rescue you as well. That's false. And it's just like, you are going to have scars from these things. It's not a magical healing process, it's a recovery. It's going to be there is a scar tissues, and there's a mark left behind. You just figure out how to live with it. So yeah.
And that's the thing is, say, I'm not saying that there's any good or bad from it, but when, say, something happens and there's a physical scar people can see, it's like they can have that empathy, they can have that compassion. But because it's so internal, and you might put yourself together, put your lipstick on, make yourself smile, sit, hold on, what's her problem? She's got this nice job, she's got all this money, and this is the thing as well. And I really, 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 once again, thank you for highlighting this. The moment you are aware and you basically learn to mother yourself, you realize that often these people, and I'm not speaking for all of them, but it is kind of true, because we're going to talk about the nervous system in a minute. Often it's them feeling an uncomfortableness towards what you're expressing. It's their projection, because they're kind of like, what are you doing? No. But when you think about it, when you really, really think about it, it's your business. It's your self-expression. What does it matter how you choose to show up? Why are they feeling so uncomfortable with the way that you're expressing yourself? So that's what you have to say. And I feel like sometimes when you really get that resistance, and you get that, and I get it constantly with, man, your content is really great, but you've got no, and the wording people send me is savage. Let's just put it there, like no likes or no this, and I'm like, okay, again, I'm sorry that that's caused so much within you, but for me, I don't need someone to say, yeah, great, you're doing really well, keep going. Because you know what? I did that my whole life and that got me to nowhere. Whereas now, I know, even if they watch silently, they don't want to comment. I know my purpose, I know the impact I'm creating, and that's when we take that power back. So you keep showing up as you, because you know what? It's the typical again, you can follow the crowd or you can stand out. And that's sometimes what makes people feel uncomfortable. So, once again, thank you. So, thinking about that, because again, just interested, when you receive those messages, and I'm sure the one that you received maybe at the start, because again, sometimes they get annoying now. They come in so often that it's kind of like, it's just like you expect it now, and it sounds so awful. Like before, I would really take the time to say like, no, this is me, and send a whole thing, and then I'm like, no, stop. Stop. Like, why are you wasting your time for someone that is just not speaking the same language as you, not on the same page? And that's okay. Leave them to do their journey. I will do mine. And so just thinking about that and the nervous system, how did you feel the first time you received that message or that feedback to now?
I think when I started doing this job or whatever, coaching as such, I got to this place with a lot of self awareness, knowing that, okay, this is who I am, this is what I can do, and this is who I can help. Like, I went into it with awareness of it. So it did affect me in the sense of,
Yes.
it is not yours to decide, how I put myself out there. Exactly your words that you said, right? Like, it's not your decision how I do it. So that definitely kind of pricks a little bit, but I something that I am very proud of is I did not bend on it ever. It came from someone a little authoritative or someone who's a little older than me. I kept repeating because I remember there is this one person who told, in my post talking about depression, there was a comment saying that she can cure it with one session, and I did not want to disrespect it. I said, maybe you will be definitely able to, but to me, I don't believe that that is something that can happen, because that will make my whole life meaningless, right? Because I've been through so much and like did the work. So like, it's your, okay, if that's how you want to pitch it, great, but do not project it on me. I also should be thinking in that way. And for example, there are natural foods that you can have to recover from depression. Maybe there are foods that will help, but does it cure it? Probably not. I get a lot of these things. And another thing, because I talk about mental illness and health a lot, is people asking about personal experiences, like what are you traumatized about? They just directly ask, like, what are you traumatized about? What is your trauma, or like something? And that's not yours to know.
That's so
Like,
insensitive. I'm so sorry, but that like, and I hear you. Like, there's ways to say things, and there's ways to say things, and particularly for the nervous system, the word trauma does not have a good feeling in the nervous system. Pain, no matter what you say, pain is not going to ever be like, oh, wow, I don't know, maybe to some people. But, there's certain words that trigger a certain feeling, response, memory, and I've learned, I just think, bless them. Bless them. But equally, again, when it's private, it's very different to when it's just put on your post. And yeah, I hear you. But again, I also think, and I would love your take on this, I believe these people come in not as often as a test to ourselves to see how much we've grown. Because if that, that really hurts at one point, and then it's like, then you kind of are coming around it a different way. That's not a reflection on them, that's a reflection on you. So Yeah. And I equally believe if that person, we all have different paths and beliefs. If that person truly believes that, and that client or person working with that person truly believes that, I believe things can happen miraculously. It's about that giving that dummy pill, and if that person really believes it and that person really believes it, you hear miracles happen. And it's not saying that there's naivety or that someone is choosing the harder route, blah 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 blah, but we're all different, and that's okay. And like what you so beautifully highlighted, it would almost create a void to you personally. So, okay, you could have that incredible session, okay? But what you've just so beautifully highlighted is for you, your personal journey and the depth of you, it would create a void for you. For someone else, they might want it done yesterday. They need it done now. They're a very different person. So I think equally, no one's right, no one's wrong. It's just we all are attracted to different people, different circumstances. And just as a little thing out there, if you feel something and someone's not in alignment with you, maybe be kind, compassionate, and you don't have to always put a horrible comment, okay? Just saying.
Yeah, but at least I'm in LinkedIn. People are a lot more polite here, so it's all right.
I love
But uh,
LinkedIn.
yeah. Something that you said, it's so true. Like, there are different types of coaches out there, like energy healing and people who work with tarot cards, whatever. Like, there is different types. There is people who go with very technical tools as well.
Yeah,
And I am never going to be the person who says one of them is wrong, or
yeah,
uh,
absolutely.
if there is a client or someone who feels, oh yeah, tarot card will work for me, it is going to work for her
Yeah,
or him, right? I think that you mentioned that really beautifully. There will be people who will also feel like, okay, one session it will work, let me go for it, and it might work for them, and that is all right. That's
yeah,
also why, please do not judge me for my process while I am not judging you for yours, right?
exactly.
Yeah, it's very well said. I also think that's a beauty of it. Like, everyone has their own view of, okay, how can I deal with a
Mm,
certain thing. I also think that's what makes mental health struggles and illnesses so non-linear. There is a lot of trial
mm.
and error and recalibration and experimentation, because different people respond to different things.
Absolutely, so beautifully said. Thank you. And I think what perfectly in alignment with that, this whole being strong and you must be strong. Again, these words, courageous, strong, brave, they're very different definitions to everyone. And I know that you express that about it needs to be rewritten sometimes. And I think it just ties again to what we've just been expressing, what someone else determines as strong is very different to another. Um and equally, I'd love your take on this. I think at different points in our life, like things that I used to do prior to, say, a life-changing change in my life, I realized, okay, actually, I don't want to do that anymore. I actually want to be more in my feminine energy. I want to have some help. I want this, I want that. And that's okay. We adapt, we change, and we flow. And I think that's the beauty of it. And I think equally, depending on what's happened in our lives and what changes, we have to allow our body, our mind, our nervous system to also integrate it.
Yeah, very beautifully said. I think strong is such an overused word in mental
It's like
illness
you
space.
get a badge for it or something. Wow,
Yeah.
she did all the shopping bags in one go, but she's now like, ugh. Wow. It's like, you don't have to.
It is like, I have clients who has told me, or even just people that I have randomly spoken to who has told me, I'm tired of being called. strong. Like I'm tired of being referred to someone as strong, brave. I don't want to be strong, brave. I want to just be. I want to be soft. I want to be taken care of, and it's
Yeah.
so valid, right? Like just because life has put you through some things and you kind of figured it out and got through it, it more of comes from the place of I didn't have a choice but to, rather than a
Yes.
place of calling it strength or whatever weakness or whatever. I do think resilience is important because as human beings we are pushed to our limits to find out how we can be better, how we can be more. That's resilience, endurance, right? Like how long, that is
Yeah.
great, but calling it strong, brave, courageous, etc., so over it right now. But there is also used to be a younger Neha would have been really happy if someone has called me strong, but right now I'm like, do not want to be that anymore. Yeah, completely agree with.
Absolutely. Would you say, though, I don't know why, but this is just coming to mind, and I'm just thinking because I can relate to what you're saying. Would you say, though, because, say, and like what we said, it's not finished, it's more manageable and it's ongoing, but would you say that because, like, there was so much internally happening that we almost created this strong exterior of like must not show, don't allow anyone to know anything that I'm feeling inside. And I think that potentially was something that we create to protect ourselves. But then once you kind of, not saying that everyone has to just let everything out, tell everybody everything, but there is a power to just owning you and your story. And I felt the moment I actually spoke about these things, and yeah, this is something that really was happening in my mind and it was really not nice and all this stuff. What can someone do then? And then I felt I breathed out, I softened. I wanted to be taken care of more because almost like a flower opening, it was like before the thorns were so strong that they couldn't get to the flower, It was like, no, 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 stay away. And then it's kind of like, I didn't realize that, people would still love me, still show up for me, still want to be around me. And that's the beauty. The more you know yourself, you don't put yourself in situations where you might have an act out or something because you know you. And you know that, today, I really need to pour into myself today.
Yeah.
And I think it's a beautiful, beautiful process and unfolding, which I'm sure you really share with your clients, which is, I think, an absolute gem, beautiful gem.
I like you're so right. Like secrets hold power, right? And it's heavy when we kind of just keep it in our head and not talk about it, don't share with people. It just kind of grows like cancer, like it just multiplies. But when you just let it go, it loses its power, it stops controlling you. It is just something that happened to me. Like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, I have suicidal ideations, I have tried those things. Oh yeah, okay, that's it, right? Like it stops
Yeah.
being something so big. That's also sometimes I find the trigger warnings a little funny. Like I know I shouldn't say that. I also put trigger warnings in my post. I respect the idea of it, but once you start talking about it, the triggering aspect actually reduces so much
Yeah.
compared to when you're not talking about it at all and then suddenly something comes up or like whatever, right? So even I think a lot of us, it's I am from India, which means like the parental expectations and societal expectations are so heavy and put on you from the beginning of
Yeah.
time. And that's what you kind of resonate with, recognize with. You're not supposed to be weak, as you said. Like you have to be the strong front. You have to be the person who gets the first topper thing, and you have to be the person who just figures everything out by 20, etc., etc. You have to be a doctor or an engineer or whatever,
Yeah.
right? But I think when you just let yourself be and like figure it out and own up to being whoever you are being, I think there is a lot of power in it. Of course, I do believe we should be growing in them as well, like how can I be the next best version of myself. That would be really great for everyone to do. But other than that, we are all unique people in this world, and we should be owning that more. Yeah.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. And just thinking about kind of these high pressured moments, not even moments, situations, things that just happen society, culturally, in our lives unexpectedly. Do you have some small but powerful ways that maybe the listeners could begin to regulate their nervous system? Even if it's a really small thing, just something they could apply now. And obviously, we'd want them to reach out to you and find out more. But I think sometimes it's nice to have something just to take away from discussions.
I think something that I do very often say is it is not heroic to do things on your own. Like, I'm a strong, independent person. It's not necessary to do things by yourself all the time. You can lean in for support. You can ask for support. You can ask for help. You ask, you will find it. I think that's something that we all need to remember. And I do strongly think we all need to have a little bit of selfish priority with ourselves. Not in a bad way, of course, but unless our cups are full, we cannot pour into others. Unless we are happy, we cannot do anything for anyone. Our work is going to be subpar at best. So, are you happy? Are you fulfilled? What do you enjoy? What do you want? That matters a lot more than what is people expecting out of you, or what are you supposed to do, what I should do, what I have to do, right? Like, kind of questioning, challenging those things, I think it's really important. So yeah, like something that I say, it's like at least 20 minutes of selfish time, like nothing else, and just doing something for yourself. And it can be skincare routine, it can be playing with music or whatever, like, but it is your time. No one gets to take it away from you. I think that's something that helps us find our identity again, especially for women. I feel that's so much important and required. Yeah, I think that these two mainly comes to my mind. I will always say, take help, take support, because humans were never meant to exist in solitude. We are meant to kind of be with each other, community, and a feeling of togetherness. That is kind of the cornerstone of what being human means. And we are trying to kind of take it all for granted and, not do those things. And I think that's very important that we have people that we talk to, look up to, ask questions to, demand help from. Yeah. Absolutely. I don't know if I answered it correctly.
No, there's no correct. I love what you've expressed. You expressed it from your heart, and it's so true, because it's almost like the balance, isn't it? It's like again, it's just self-regulation, nervous system, going back to the self. Okay, today, actually, did I sleep well? Am I eating properly? Am I in a good mental headspace? Is going to that person maybe that's quite controversial, or always talking about things that kind of are quite triggering, is that the best choice for today? Or do I need to pour into myself a little bit more? Because I think for me personally, and it doesn't have to be in the morning, but my mornings are really sacred time, because that's the time where I get to really tell my mind, well, not tell my mind, but pour into myself, really think about the intentions that I set for my day, and I get to choose. And does that mean, oh, okay, well, I chose, so now today's going to be beautiful? No, those people will still come in. That person will throw your food around on the dispenser. That person will close the door in front of you. Things are going to happen, but you get to choose. Are you going to give some of your power away, or are you going to say, okay, do you know what? It's okay. Yeah. Not again have someone disrespect you, but equally Are you going to just give it away to everyone and react and react and react? Or are you just going to say, maybe they didn't have a great day today? And again, not making excuses for people. We know internally, again, the difference between someone who kind of just functions that way and someone who is particularly being not very kind. So absolutely, thank you so much. And it doesn't have to be related to anything we've just spoke about. If there's something you feel like someone listening right now would really benefit from hearing, anything at all, what would you tell them?
I think if you are hearing to this, you are looking for some kind of a help or support, or just a place to talk and put your heaviness down. And I want you to know that things can be extremely heavy and painful, but it gets better with time and a lot of unfair amount of patience and time, but it does get better. So yeah, like I have always felt mental illness is a very unfair space, because someone who's completely okay can do normal things so easily, and they can just get along with their day. But for someone, like for example, dealing with depression, waking up in the morning is one of the hardest things to do, and so unfair. It is unfair, and but that does not take away your experience and who you are going to become. And I think the experiences that you go through will make you someone much more rich than a lot of people, and I think that is the best part of it.
Absolutely, thank you so much. And I think equally it goes back to that external exterior of, again, you really don't know, just because they're putting on a really great show, that they are just, again, maybe just not in a space to say how they really feel inside. Not saying that everybody has it, but I'm sure there's not one person in the world that is just like, every single moment of every single day that their mind is so high vibrational. But we all have our own paths, our own challenges, and just be so kind to that mind. Not judgmental, just interesting. Okay, you're really giving me a hard time today. Interesting. Don't have to accept it. You don't have to believe it. Just see it almost like a toddler, having an absolute meltdown. Would you then be like, okay, this toddler has ruined my life. I believe everything this toddler's experiencing right now, and it's all because of me. No, you would have kindness, you'd have love, your compassion, and think, okay, maybe they're hungry, maybe they're tired, maybe they're the same as about us. Be kind and loving to yourself. Thank you so much. You've been an incredible guest, and I wish you all the abundance, all the blessings, all the perfect self-expression, and may you attract into your life all the people that that would really benefit from her, for sharing that experience with you and working with you and evolving and expanding with you, because I believe you're creating such greatness. So thank you.
Thank you so much, Shel. I think your words mean a lot to me, but more than that, I genuinely enjoy talking to someone so energetic. Your energy is infectious, and I love that, because like you have heard how I talk. It's very like same pace, and I listen to you and I feel a lot of just warmth towards you, and I think that's such an amazing nature and quality to have, and I think you're in the right profession of making podcasts, because you have the personality and warmth for it. And I also wish you all the success, and like may you interview a lot more brilliant people and a lot more conversations which brings solutions to a lot of people, and wish you all the best.
Thank you so much, beautiful. Keep shining and inspiring.
It's the magic that Zest is in.